ever sat in a classroom, stare at a clock, and just wished it would end? I know, me too. We all been there, distracted, counting down the minutes like they were hours. And exactly that feeling, that disconnection, made me start asking some questions. What if learning could actually be exciting? What if students looked forward to class the same way they look forward to a game? So I decided to run a small experiment at my school with 3 groups of third-year high school students. I presented the same lesson to all 3 groups. The only difference was how they reviewed the material immediately after the lesson. Group 1, usually the top performers, had a traditional revision. I asked questions, they answered. But some stared out the window, others on their phones, and when tested, they got creative. Not to learn, but to cheat. Group 2 used memory cards with lesson concepts. They laughed, joined in, and even ended with, "Can we always end like this?" And Group 3 played a digital game where a cat got fed for correct answers. At first, they were pretty passive, but as soon as I said we're playing a game, they became fully engaged. I started by testing what they knew before the lesson. Most students knew almost nothing, and after the lesson, I tested them again. The memory game group scored the highest, followed by the digital game group, and then the traditional group. But a week later, something surprising happened. The results flipped, and the digital game group came out on top. The results were interesting, but what stood out even more was the motivation survey, where many students now prefer board games. What does this tell us? That human research is very complex. There could be many factors at play. Someone was sick or had another exam. And even though I'm still not a scientist, this small experiment can send a big message. We need more research. Maybe games work better for younger students, or maybe we need a mix of traditional and modern methods. So I invite researchers, teachers, and policymakers to focus on education, not just for better test scores, but to help kids truly fall in love with learning, because children are the future of Bosnia and Herzegovina. Imagine a country where science leads, where classrooms inspire, and where games aren't the enemy of education, but its greatest ally if used wisely. So let's remember, education is the key to our future. Let's not lose it in boredom.